Hi. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to myself. I've been thinking about something for the last few days that I keep thinking about it, so I need to get it out so I cannot think about it. And before that, I have to say some things, because if I don't say them, I will not be present. So first of all, it's my birthday. That's important. I woke up by myself. I wanted to go to the spa today to treat myself, but I didn't have it in me to put on the alarm because I had to put it on too early. But then I woke up at 4:30 by myself. Like, this is really weird. Like, my body woke me up. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm up and I'm doing my workout and then I'm going to the spa, which was really nice. Fucking cold. I mean, outside the water. But yeah, I kept telling people I meet that, hey, it's my birthday. So I had my happy birthdays, which was nice. I got a comment on my last video. Don't remember exactly what it said, but didn't feel nice, didn't sound nice. I should upgrade my fucking standards. I was tolerating too much. And like, I'm thinking about that comment and how people don't understand, at least that person don't understand what I'm doing. Like, it's like this is such a foreign concept to discover oneself. Like, not everyone gets the upbringing that gives them like good standards. It doesn't teach them how to value themselves and prioritize themselves and leave unhealthy situations. Like, that's one thing. And me knowing mentally what's like I should be treated like with respect, and it's different knowing it like just mentally and knowing it in my feelings, like embodying something. That's the work I'm doing to really get that knowing into my being, so I can, like, it's a different way of walking through life. And it's like telling someone, oh, you just need better standards. It shows how much you don't understand, like, basically anything. That's one thing. I had another thing as well. It's just like, I'm thinking about what I am doing. Like, it can be as stupid as people think, or I can make a fool of myself, or maybe what I'm talking about is apparent to everyone. Like, I don't think it is, but still. Like, the fact that I am open about discovering myself and I'm figuring out things as I go. Like, I am proud of that. And I feel the innocence and pureness in that. Yeah, I had something else about that as well, but I can't remember. I think it's about, like, because telling someone will just have better standards so you won't be in this toxic situation. Like, saying that tells me that you're not understanding the complexity of just the human psyche. And also that you can't listen. Like, when, because I was from my perspective very clear in my last video about, I have this part with this huge unmet need that is so holding on to a situation I know is not all the way good for me. In some ways, there's something I'm getting out of it. It's really valuable in some ways. But also it's not helping me in some ways. Like, there's complexity, like, catch up. So I needed to say that. And also I wonder why people are watching. This is just puzzling to me. Like, why people are watching something that makes them feel that way that I felt from that comment that that person left. Like, that person sounded, I imagine it's he sounded annoyed. Like, why watch my video if you're bothered by it? It's the same, like, I saw, like, some people unfollowed me in the last few, maybe a week or so, and my instant reaction is like, my god, like, this, why, what have I done wrong? Like, they don't like me, like, these kind of feelings. And then I'm like, well, they didn't like, well, okay, it's twofold. They didn't like what they were seeing, so they made a decision to stay clear of that. Good job. Like, that's good. That's good. They shouldn't be here if they don't want to be here. I don't want them here if they don't want to be here. At the same time, I'm just thinking about what I am doing, what my message is, or what I am embodying, what I'm living, and how, from my perspective, I am so committed to my truth, like people's truth, like being in themselves, being connected to themselves, me being connected to myself, meeting each other in that, like, real space, that truthful space, that space where you have to be to actually meet someone else. And I'm like, that part of me is like, of course people shy away from this. Weak people. Like, people don't have it in them to meet themselves. So I get it and I judge it, and just all of that. Did I tell you it's my birthday? So what I was thinking about was, because that part that I spoke about in my last video, that, like, really I need to hold on, like, someone loves me and he wants to fight for me and he doesn't want to leave me. And I never had that, and it's so valuable to me. Like, I can't let go. I can't get enough. Like, I need that. Something happened by me speaking what I spoke in the last video. I also had therapy the day after, maybe, or some days after. But I also had realizations, like, during Christmas. So I had, like, a bunch of things that after the video, last video, I woke up and I'm like, something changed. And I kept just observing, like, trying to figure out what changed. And it's almost like that part that's so holding on has been it's been so big, it's taken up so much space in me. And this is so interesting because different parts have different feelings and different perspectives. They have different information. So they don't have access to objective seeing in a way. You have to like coax them into that, or teach them that, guide them towards that. So when I or people are so blended with one part, you're blended with the limitations of the perspective of that part. There will be things you're not seeing. So when that part kind of like shrunk or stepped aside or diminished, and I got into something else, and I was in a mood the day after. Now that I think about it, I think I was super hostile, which is really difficult. But in that mood or that feeling or that part, I was seeing a lot more. All of a sudden I was like, oh, that's suspicious. Oh, okay, that's maybe a red flag. Oh, that's why I didn't see that before. Oh, I totally neglected that piece of information. There was a lot of like catching up or reorienting and just having insights. And that made me think. Slowly getting to the point in just 10 minutes. So, new record for me, because it's my birthday. So it's almost like there's a room with like a lot of things and interactions going on, and it's almost like stepping into a scene in a movie where a family is gathered over holidays and people are talking and something happened and someone fighting, like a room like that. And before you step into that room, you're being like, okay, I will put this chip in your brain, and this chip, it will put you in a certain perspective. It'll put you in a certain feeling, in a certain mindset. So you're now maybe feeling what's the word? Wronged. You feel wronged, and you're kind of like a bit vengeful and hurt, and you want to get back. Because why the fuck did they wrong you? Like, fuck those people. So you're a bit like, people are enemies. That's not the lens you see things through. So that's the chip that, okay, I'll put this into your brain, and then you can enter the room, interact, like figure out what's going on. Just that. And then you come into the room and you have to figure out, because they don't tell you what the chip will adjust. So you're in a guessing game now, because they put a chip in your brain. It will alter your perspective, your feelings, your information in some ways. You don't know what way. Now you step into the room and you have to figure out what that chip has done. Can't talk. And most people don't even know that they've been put a chip into their brain. They don't even know to question, maybe I'm affected by something and I should look for that. People don't even have that. So when they don't even have that, you're lost. You can't question what might be more accurate, what might be more objective, what might be the perspective I'm thinking from. And then you just go off on what you have, what you feel. Of course. That's so insane, because imagine there are 10 different chips and you can like enter the room with one chip, explore, figure out, go back, different chip, back in. Like, how different do you think you will see everything? Like, I don't even have the answer. I think it will be an eye-opener if I could actually have that experience of trial 1, this chip, trial 2, you're conscious of your first experience. Now trip 2, go back in, same room, same setting, same everything. It's like replay. It's like kind of like the butterfly effect in a way. I had one more thing I wanted to share. Because when you're operating from that chip, I mean that chip has been put into you, so you're something else than the chip, right? And unless you can figure out how the chip is kind of like giving you a filter to see through, or a lens to see through, you can't kind of like get back to the being the one in control. Like you're just living out the programming on the chip. So the difference in speaking to someone who has figured out what filter they're seeing through and they've gotten the control back of themselves, versus talking to someone who is absorbed in the coding of the chip and they don't even know. Like that's like speaking to a person who's awake and a person who's not awake. A person who has become aware of their filter, of their coding, you can actually talk to them. They will be like grounded in reality. You can lock eyes with them and be like, I'm here, this is my coding, you're there, that's your coding. Like we know what filter you're prone to see things through, and I know my filters as well. So I can see the human in you and you can see the human in me. If you don't have that, if you're just absorbed in this filter and you feel wrong, then you see me as an enemy, like I can't really reach you. You're blinded by what you're in. Like you will force me into a role because you're seeing through the filter you're seeing through. I can do whatever and you will see it through that lens. That's so wild to me. Like how many people I see on Instagram that they're just, people can't see the human in someone else. And it's so messed up in a way because some people can't see the human in themselves either. So I'm thinking I'm looking like this because I started to think, I wonder if I can see the filter or the chip that the other person is operating from, then I have a chance to get them out. I have a chance to help them see the coding of the chip and what it's kind of like projecting forth or onto other people. But unless the person is on board with the fact that they have a chip and it's affecting them and they want to figure out how it's affecting them, unless those things, I can do nothing. I can do nothing. And this is such a weird situation or thing, or it's just weird. This is like, I can't do nothing. I can't interact with that person. Unless I want to interact with someone unconscious, which isn't really interaction. Because it's not hitting, unless you see me and I see you. Unless we're seeing each other, there's no real connection. So I guess I could interact with them, but it wouldn't feel satisfying, I guess. that was just what I wanted to share. Now I'm going to go because I'm going to drink wine and eat pizza because it's my birthday.